Good evening, everybody. We got here a 1v1 on Megarandom between two top level players. That is TheViper in the yellow, and in the blue, his enemy Villese, playing as the Burgundians. And of course, Viper is playing as the Goths, so going to want to have some sort of infantry, surely. Taking a look at the maps, the one thing I do notice right off the bat, a lot more closed off for Villese with these tree lines right along the side of his base, whereas the Viper, he didn't get that benefit. He just has the 3 tree lines, and then he will have to go into the center where there are quite a few trees, and there will definitely be fighting over the wood in the center, as it will be downhill, and we'll always want to see more and more wood. But you do see a little bit of an advantage there for Villese just in the initial game of this one. Already lumber camps are going up on the wood lines as we would expect, but one difference is Viper deciding to go straight down the hill into the main wood areas, and he does have 4 villagers already out there, and so he is not going to be messing around scouting around with his horse. Of course, these are not scouts, just horses, and so able to collect the deer, able to collect the berries. So with sufficient gold, it's not a huge amount of gold in this game, but it is quite enough. You should be able to keep up and get a little bit ahead, obviously wanting to go for some sort of infantry attacks. And the deer a little bit more forward for Villese. As we do advance through the Dark Age, they will be clicking up fairly soon, and we will be taking a quick look at their villager count, see exactly what it is that they want to be going for. Both of them able to click up, but the Viper being the first one to the next age, as Villese is opting to make big walls and get 2 extra villagers out of that little bit of a delay. I will slow down now, as we do expect some aggression to start once the feudal age does hit. So a 2 villager lead going into the next age. That is actually pretty unique, and the reason of that is no loom for Villese. The Viper did decide to go for loom, and he is going for a market, so he is going to go for a fast castle approach. Still going to try to build his market blacksmith as fast as possible. Will Villese be able to get his down quick enough? Well, probably not. Looking at the resources, the Viper does have 4 on gold now. He will have sufficient food eco to keep going, especially with those deer that really helped him out. But now actually not a huge amount on food. He might have to do some bartering in the marketplace, as he will be looking to get to the next age as soon as possible. Still no barracks for either one of these players. They're both looking to go for a fast castle build and see what goes on with their next age, as they are moving up now fairly even when it comes to their economies, both at 28 villagers, and the Viper is the first one up to the next age, so his choice to go up a little bit quicker probably paying off at this point in time, as we do see that his villagers are already have loom and already have those abilities. So we go to Villese, and what sort of stuff do we expect from Villese? Well, nothing too crazy as of yet. No military buildings out yet. Looks like he might be just looking to boom. He is fully walled in. The Viper much more open, but still, when we take a look, he does not have a barracks, so he is going forward with 2 villagers. We'll see what he can come up with out of these 2, but nothing too crazy as of yet. The aggression is still to come, as he does drop his barracks forward. Not quite on the face of the enemy, but close enough that he could have some man-at-arms and eventually longswords right in the base of the Burgundian player, who has nothing right now for defense. Now, of course, we will see probably a siege workshop after to follow up, but double barracks from the Viper. Unique build, and the Goths, of course, with their cheap infantry, able to go right into that. And he is housed, not necessarily a good situation that anyone wants to be in, but he does get that house up in time as man-at-arms is coming in. First defense upgrade is coming in, and houses are going down right off the bat as Villese is still not in the next age. He is just a few seconds away, and we'll see exactly where he goes, where he wants to drop this town center. And at the front, looks like the decision. Will he delete these walls? That is the question. No, he's not going to. He's going to build it on this side of the stone, so he is a little bit more protected from these man-at-arms that I do not believe he is even aware of as of yet. He will be seeing them fairly quickly here as they enter the fog of war, and there they are already. He can see them coming in, and no hole, but they will be looking to get in as soon as possible. And monastery and barracks in defense, of course, not able to put up an initial stable or archery range to defend against these guys, having to repair with a villager, but that's not quite enough, so he's going to just build another house behind. Building houses behind left, right, and center, but he is on 2 town centers, and he will now have a couple of monks out. Will they be able to get out in time? Of course, longswordsmen, no joke, they can take out buildings very quickly, and especially in a situation like this, where he is attacking on all sides. Houses are being placed in defense, houses are being repaired in defense, but it's not even enough. More houses being there, and they do build slightly faster than they repair, but that will be one conversion, and so that's just a free kill, really. A little bit of extra damage, gets a free kill, and Villese now, though, getting overwhelmed little by little as these houses are falling faster than he can repair them. Surrounded on all sides at this point in time, and suddenly it's a good thing that he had this extra wood, because he would be completely in trouble otherwise. He does have 3 town centers, he does have 2 monks, and he's making some archers, so of course the archers will be a great defense, but against this many this many long swordsmen, not sure how he can do. He will need quite a few archers, and he has to pick and choose where he wants to send them in the first place. He does have the gather point sent right to this side, right to the east. He is stonewalling behind this as much as possible. He needs to hold off, he needs to keep this going, and he is getting conversions, but this monastery is falling fast, and he does not have anyone repairing it at this point in time. Militarily speaking, he is completely outgunned and outmassed. The monastery barely staying up. It is keeping up for now. This archer needs to jump, go on to the other side. This monastery needs to stay up for him to defend his position, as the monks do have enough for more conversions. He has archers on the side. They will be able to defend for now, but he needs the archers right up against that monastery. That is a big group of longswords, but he does have crossbows now. So crossbows against longswords, I always want crossbows if I get the decision between the 2 of them. But that longswords, you know that you're playing as the Goths, and you can just continue to pump these out. And there is the answer to the crossbows and even the monks. And that answer exactly is siege. Sanctity, of course, coming in for Villese and taking a look back at the Viper. He's still on 1 town center. He does have idols, but he does have a massive military lead. 24 villagers behind, though. So Villese, this is the time where he needs to continue to grow his economy, continue to stay ahead while he can. As the longswords go to surprise on the east side of the base. Villese trying to repair, trying to build up whatever he can as far as forces go for defense. But he's still kind of in an awkward situation because now there's a mangonel on the front. And while these monks do have 9 range, that mangonel does have 7, and so it will be able to range all of these villagers on the stone. It will be able to outrange the town center, so that will just set Villese back a little bit further every time. This mangonel is going to be massive, taking a couple rolls a bit too close to that town center. Town center unable to reach its full range, and now 2 mangonels. Not too much that can be done other than redemption. Redemption is coming in for the monks right now, so the monks will be looking to convert the enemy siege. And Viper, just knowing that the longer he can hold Villese in here, the better off he is. Villese really having to garrison his town center, really having to hide deep in this corner. And look at this army, 26 longswords this early in the game, 25 minutes in, but we do have a castle coming up in the back of the base. Will he be able to get it up in time? At this point in time, no. And the crossbows start to fall. Both mangonels have been converted. Will this be worth it for the Viper to be running in at this point in time? He does still have a military lead. He does have longswords versus a small number of crossbows right here. And he does need to engage as soon as possible because there is a 32 villager lead. And that is it. Not quite enough at this point in time. He knew that he needed to win that engagement. He did not have enough backing it up.